Friends, many years ago, there was a Buddhist monk living in a small state who was famous for his knowledge everywhere. People used to come to him from far and wide so that they could ask him about their problems. No matter what kind of problem anyone came to him with, he would definitely solve the problem. Whenever he heard someone's problem, he would listen to that problem very attentively and get absorbed in it, and after that, for some time, he would close his eyes and think carefully about the problem and then give its solution. In such a situation, any person would think only one thing about him. Perhaps this sage has some miraculous powers through which he asks for the solution. And after that he tells us the solution. Once a young man asked that Maharaj whether you have any such miraculous powers due to which you solve our problems, or do you have any such divine vision through which you can solve our problems? They are able to find a solution. Hearing this statement of that young man, the sage started laughing loudly, but he did not give any answer to the words of that young man. After a few days, a very strange incident happened in that state. There lived an old woman in that state. She used to live alone in her entire house and she had no one. For friends were going towards their home through that state. They were going to their village after working in another city and collecting money. This thing happened in very old times. When there were no means of transport, they used to travel on foot. That is why those 4 friends collected their money and were leaving for their village. All 4 of them kept their money in a small bundle. And all their earnings were in the same bundle. Then one of the 4 friends said, "Friends, if we keep our money separately like this, then our money can be stolen. Why don't we keep all our money in one place? Keep it in a bundle so that we all will be able to pay attention to it and our money will also be safe, and when we reach our village, we will take our respective share from it." Those 3 friends agreed to the young man, and they everyone together put their money in a single bundle and they all moved forward towards their village. A lot of time had passed while walking and now it was about to be night. Then on the way they saw a house where an old woman was living. It was already night time and those 4 friends needed some place to stay for the night, so all 4 of them together made a plan that they would stay in this house tonight, hence all 4 of them would go to that house. We proceed towards the house and knock on the door of that house. Then an old woman opens the door and one of the 4 friends folds his hands and says to the old woman, "Mother, we were going towards our village but here the roads were blocked. It is already night and now we cannot travel so late in the night, so we request you that we want to stay at your place for one night. We will leave from here as soon as the morning dawns." That old woman thought for a long time and then the old woman says, "Okay, you all can stay here for the night, I have no problem, I am going to cook food, if you ask, I will make it for you too." All 4 of them agreed and said yes, of course. After that all 4 of them the friends handed over the bundle of money to the old woman and said, "Mother, this bundle contains our entire year's earnings. All 4 of us have kept all the money we have earned so far in this bundle and now we hand it over to you because this is our, it will be safer with you than all 4. We just want that if any one of the 4 of us comes to take it from one person, then you do not give this bundle to him unless all 4 of us come together to take this bundle." Only then the old woman said, "Okay son, if all 4 of you come together then only I will hand over this bundle to you, and anyway you guys are going to leave from here in the morning. I will hand over this bundle to you in the morning." After handing over the bundle of money to the old lady, the 4 friends become relieved that now their money is safe and they eat and sleep. The next morning when all 4 of them wake up, all the people look forward to their one of the 4 young men, who was a bit of a scoundrel, says to his 3 friends, "Brothers, this old woman has hosted us all night, fed us good food, and given us a good place to sleep at night. Here she gave us a nice house to hide her head and we have not done anything for her till now. That old lady is working alone in the fields. Can't we all help this old lady before leaving here?" That scoundrel young man, he had made a plan in his mind that he would somehow get the bundle from the old lady. The remaining 3 friends are taken in by his words and all of them together go to help the old lady, i.e. to work in the fields. All of them were working together in the fields when that mischievous young man said to his 3 friends, "Friends, I am very thirsty. I will ask the old woman for some water." The other friends are also very tired now. They were also very thirsty, so the 3 friends allow him to go from there. As soon as the scoundrel reaches the old woman, he says to the old woman, "Mother, now we are leaving from here, please. Please return our bundle of money to us. On this the old woman says, no, no, I cannot give that bundle to anyone until all four of us are together. You had said that until all four of us are together. Till then this bundle is not to be given to anyone. Then that scoundrel points towards those three and says, bring it. All three of them thought that our friend wants to bring water for us, that is why he is asking for our permission. Then those three friends gestured towards him. Said to the young man, yes, yes, okay, bring it. Seeing this, the old lady started feeling that now all four of them are leaving from here and they are asking for their bundle. So the old lady brought that coat and placed it in the hands of that scoundrel, and that scoundrel he took that bundle and left from there, and the remaining three friends got busy in their farm work. After some time, when all three of them returned after doing the farm work and said to the old lady, Mother, our friend came here to drink water.
Where did he go?
On this the old lady asks whether he had come to drink water, but he was saying that all four of us are going, please hand over our bundle of money to us. Then all three are very surprised and say to the old lady, Mother, when did he ask for the bundle? We were thirsty and we signaled for water. Then the old woman says to all three of them, but now he has gone with the bundle. Then all three friends start crying, holding their heads, and say, Mother, yes, it contained all our earned money, which he has run away alone with. We had told you that you should not give that bundle to anyone until all four of us come together. Then why did you do this? It is your fault. We had hired you to guard that bundle and you handed it over to a man who looted all our wealth from us. We will not tolerate this. We will go to the king and complain about you to the king. We will demand justice now. Only the king will decide on this matter. The three young men get angry and reach the royal court and tell all their problems to the king. When the king listens carefully to what the three young men are saying, he immediately asks the old woman to appear in the royal court. Orders for on the orders of the king's soldiers immediately present that old woman in the royal court, and the king's court declares that old woman guilty and says that you should not have given that bundle to that single person when they told you should not have given that money to anyone until all four of them come together to take that bundle. It is your fault and now you will have to pay the compensation for this. You will have to return their money. Hearing this order of the king, the old woman burst into tears. She starts crying and pleads for help from the king and says, O king, I am an old woman and I do not have that much money, nor is there anyone in my house who earns money. I do not have that much money that if I can return their money, I am alone and helpless. Please have mercy on me. But the king does not listen to that old woman. The old woman was crying and going towards her home, wondering from where should she get so much money. How will I return this money of those people? I don't have that much money. What should I do? How should I do? Where will I get this much money? If I don't return their money, then the king will kill me. Anyway, it is my fault. Then all four of them together said to me, that bundle was not handed over to anyone until all four of us came together. Yet I handed over that bundle to only that one person. It is my fault, he said while crying, thinking all these things about his house. While she was going towards that place, on the way, that old woman met the same saint who solves any problem in that city very simply and easily. He asked the old woman, what is the matter, daughter? Why are you crying? On this, the old woman she tells the saint everything truthfully and says, O Maharaj, it is my fault. All four of them had already said that until all four of them come together, I will not give that bundle to anyone, but I was so courageous that I handed over that bundle to only one person and he ran away from there with all the money, but now I am not able to understand from where I should get all that money, how to manage it, I don't have that much money. And the king has also ordered that I will have to return his money, but I am not able to understand from where I will get so much money. Then the saint says to that old woman, calm down, I will definitely find some way. Having said this, the saint sits there and starts meditating, closes his eyes for some time, contemplates, remains silent, finds a solution to the problem, and after that he says to the old woman, daughter, the king has done that. What you did is absolutely wrong, it is not your fault, the king's decision is wrong. When the saint said this, the old woman became silent and started thinking that how can the king's decision be wrong? The king always does justice to everyone. And he never does harm to anyone, then how could the king's decision go wrong today? All the people standing nearby were listening to what that saint and that old lady were saying, and they were also very surprised because how could the king's decision go wrong? It is possible that the king has taken the right decision. It is this old woman who has made a mistake by handing over the money of all four to only one person. In such a situation, this old woman should definitely return her money. The king has taken a wrong decision. That is why the saint said that he says to the old woman, "Go and tell in the royal court that, O king, your decision is wrong and I will decide what is right and what is wrong." At first the old woman was not able to muster enough courage to go to the royal court and tell the secret. In the court, she could tell the king that your decision is wrong, but somehow she gathered courage and returned back to the royal court. She was scared and said to the king in a trembling voice, "O king, the decision you have taken is wrong." Having said this, she told the whole truth to the king. The king became very angry after listening to the old woman. The king said to the old woman, "Who is that saint who has called my decision wrong? Does he not think that I have taken the right decision? I take many decisions every day, but till date no one has ever told me that my decision is wrong. If that saint does not give me the right decision, I will give him death sentence." This word spread in the whole city, everyone. They were surprised to know what decision the saint was going to give, which would be fairer than the king, in which there would be justice for everyone. The king immediately ordered the soldiers to go and bring the saint to the royal court as per the king's orders. According to him, those soldiers immediately set out to take that saint. After some time, they reached the royal court with that saint. Everyone was present in the royal court and everyone was waiting for the decision of that saint. Seeing that saint, the king he says, "Maharaj, why do you think that the decision we have taken is wrong? This old lady had promised that she will collect the bundle for all four people at once, then why did she break her promise? Why did she make this mistake that she handed over the bundle to only one person and he ran away from here with all his money, so isn't it his fault? Shouldn't his money be returned?" On this, the saint politely says to the king, "O king, this was your decision, but I want to say something to you." On this the king says, "Okay, say what you want to say." On this the sage very politely says to the king, "O king, as was promised, the bundle will be given to all four of them together, so for now. These are only three, where is the fourth? Then tell them that these people should go back from here and bring their fourth friend here. Only then their money will be returned." And a similar promise was made that until all four people are together, then till then their money will not be returned to them, and if this old lady returns the money to these three, then this old lady will break her promise, and this is not right. So if you want their money to be returned, then first tell them that these people go and bring your fourth friend back here. Everyone in the royal court was very happy to hear this. Everyone praised that saint a lot. The king also completely agreed with this decision of that saint. The king immediately he bows his head in front of the saint and folds his hands and says to him, "O Maharaj, how can this decision of yours be so right? The last thing that came to my mind was, why didn't I think of it this way, why not?" Then the saint says to the king, "O king, you have other work, you are busy all day long and you have to take decisions in a hurry. You heard and understood this matter, but you made a mistake in looking at it. You only looked at the surface. You did not want to go into the depth of it. Didn't even try. If you had looked into the depth of this matter, you would have come to the same conclusion. Unless we go to the depth of a matter, we cannot find the right solution to it, but most of us are conscious of our decisions. We just want to take it in a hurry, no matter how serious the matter is. We just want our rights, our name should be there, even if the decision may cause harm to us in the future, but we want to go to the depth of that matter. You don't even think about it." Then that king says to that saint, "O Maharaj, do you have any divine powers? Do you have any such miraculous power? You ask a question and in return she answers you, due to which you can give the accurate and correct solution." Hearing this from the king, Vasant started smiling and said to the king, "O king, many people have asked me this question and I have never given any answer to anyone, but you are the king of this kingdom, so I answer this question of yours. Many of you here think that I have some powers with which I can talk and get the solution to any problem, but I will tell you one thing honestly, I have such powers. There are no powers, I just think deeply about every matter. I think about that thing, and when I think, many solutions come in front of me, and I think deeply about the solutions that come in front of me, and when I think that this problem, this should be the solution, only then I give the solution to that person so that he can solve his problem. Now just think, if you had taken this decision in haste, you would have completely ruined the life of this old lady. Our whole life depends on only one decision. If that decision turns out to be right, then our life will become good, and if that decision turns out to be wrong, then our life can be worse than hell. Therefore, if you want to take a right and accurate decision, then you will have to learn to remain silent and think about it silently. We have to learn because our decisions decide our future and decide the next stage of our life. Whether those decisions are small or big, they determine our life. Therefore, first of all, it is necessary for us to learn to remain silent to take the right decisions. It is necessary to think, and when you do this, many solutions to the same problem come to you, and when you look at them, you will understand what should be the solution to those decisions and what solution will help you. What will be the benefit and what will be the harm, or only by thinking and thinking about that solution, you can understand it, and only then you can also decide whether this solution will be appropriate or not, and all this can be possible if we talk less. Start now by becoming completely silent. This means that you become calm from within, and when you become calm from within, your mind becomes clear and you can think about anything. And when you start becoming calm from within, you speak less externally, and when you gradually become accustomed to speaking less, you are able to think and understand clearly, and clearly, your thoughts become pure. Due to which you get to see clearly which decision will be right and which decision will be wrong, what you should do and what you should not do in that situation, but most of us try to prove ourselves right. To prove himself superior, he speaks too much and speaks so much that everyone does not take his words seriously. He feels as if speaking too much is our weapon, but he forgets that by speaking too much, he can become a fool. People make fun of us, think of us as fools, and start staying away from us because they don't like our chatter. But when you try to be calm from within and slowly start becoming calm from within, then you yourself automatically, when you start speaking less, then you start understanding yourself very well. When you start thinking about yourself well, then you also start understanding very well that what we do is useless. We chatter about it, so much of our body's energy gets wasted unnecessarily, which we can use in some important work or in taking decisions, so that we can remain stress-free and feel good. You can also sleep, and if you start taking decisions after thinking like this, then your brain also starts working well and your brain becomes more powerful than before, and I will tell you a very good example of this. When you were studying in school, or even if you are studying today, you must have noticed that the children who are bright and smart, they talk very little and spend their time in the right things. They mostly spend their time in silence. That's why they are very fast in studying. Whatever they want to study, they memorize it. But on the other hand, people who talk a lot, even if you give them full 24 hours, they cannot remember those things the way children who keep silence remember those things. And the great Chanakya has also said that the person who understands when, where and how much he should speak, no one can stop a person from being successful. And you can see by looking at the history that till date all the great people who have become successful, they have the habit of speaking very little. Their entire focus is only on their goal, and they give their full strength. They spend their time only in achieving their goals. That is why you should also adopt this habit in your life, and speaking less does not mean that you speak less externally, but you speak less from within. Remain calm from within if you practice this daily. If you do this, then you will start seeing its benefits in just a few days. Friends, you can tell me in the comments what you learned from today's video. Along with this, I hope that you liked today's video. Share this video to the person who needs to hear this story, and right after that subscribe the channel. So let's meet again in another new video with a new message. Till then, take care.
Thank you and Namo.
Buddhaya.